All right, well, welcome back. Hopefully this is one of the last videos I'll be making about this 4.7. Unfortunately, I didn't film it for you guys, but I got the motor back in. Still haven't put the air manifold on and the fuel injectors in and the fuel rail. I'll do that last. I was able to pretty much get this whole thing in by myself. I only needed a helper just to give it a little nudge once I pretty much got it all seated back in there. It's really not too complicated. You don't need you don't need the special tool to do it. There's supposed to be a little bolt that goes in here, and then you attach to the front little stud here, and that's what you're supposed to use to lift the engine in. But I don't want any special tools and I don't need them, so all I did was take a tow strap, a nice heavy duty one. Where did I put it? There, right there, that tow strap, and I wrapped one end around the center of the exhaust manifold, stuck it through there, looped it through, came over to the other side, stuck it, looped it through, and then basically got that on the hook to my engine lift. And then I also took like just a regular ratchet strap and I put the hook on this front stud, so once I was putting the engine in, I'd be able to ratchet on the strap to pivot the engine up or bring the engine back down, and that seemed to work just perfectly, because once I got it mated close to the transmission, I was able to adjust the engine in small increments up and down, and then I also had a jack under the transmission to bring the transmission up or down. And then it wouldn't really push in to where the dowels go into the transmission, so I got them lined up pretty good, and then stuck a bolt through on each side, and then slowly tightened this side up a little bit, then went over to this side, tightened it up, and then pulled the engine and the trans together, and then was able to put the rest of my bolts in. And it took me a little longer than I thought it would yesterday, so I didn't quite get to finish up. So today, hopefully, I'll be able to actually do the first start on this. I just need to put the torque converter bolts in. There's 4 bolts there. Then get the ground strap hooked back up. This engine didn't even have a ground before, so that could have also been a problem to its premature failure. If you don't have a proper engine ground, the electricity can pass through the engine and you can get arcing in the gaps and interclearances between the bearings actually. And my rod bearings actually showed some signs of that, because there was pitting inside the bearings themselves, which is a sign that electricity is passing through the crank and then arcing in that small clearance in the bearing, and then zapping your bearings and causing all kinds of problems. So make sure you got an engine ground. I'll probably even hook up a couple other spots on this. And I just took, this is 4 gauge cable. It should be sufficient. It hooks, there's 2 bolts on the bolt holes on the back of both heads, and I connected them to there, a little dielectric grease, and then this ground strap will replace this homemade one that somebody had on before. So I'll probably take this off, sand that down a little bit behind, put some dielectric grease, connect my new cable, and then everything else that would require a ground will also get connected to the frame as well. So what else did I want to mention? Oh, the AC system. You don't need to take the AC system out. If you can see here by my series of straps and whatever, you can just kind of finagle the compressor out of the way, and then this is kind of just loose, and I was able to, as the engine's going in, you can kind of just move this out of the way and move it where you need it. And once you get in there, you don't even need to touch this stuff anymore, because that engine sits really far back there, and right behind the dash. So I'd say like half the engine almost It's underneath the dash. So I'm gonna get the torque converter bolts hooked up, make sure everything else is torqued down, get the air manifold on, get the throttle body on, fuel injectors in, fuel rail in, get everything basically I need to start the motor in. I'm not gonna hook up the cooling system until after I fire this motor up. I don't want to get ahead of myself. Make sure it runs first, have it run for a few seconds, and then once I know, okay, it's running, then I'll put the thermostat in and put the radiator back in and hook all the rest of this crap up, and then actually turn it on and let it run for a while and maybe take it for a drive. So that's my goal today, and wish me luck. Like I said, I didn't film yesterday just because I was trying to really get a move on and get this motor put in. I accomplished that. Sorry I didn't film any of it, but yeah, I guess time to get the wrench out and start turning bolts. I'll check back when I'm ready for the first start.